I understand a transition to be the moving between different stable sort of states, so it's the change in between those, so like going from sixth form to university.
So the transition to me is changing from one state to another, so it could mean anything really, it's quite a universal term.
For me, transition is going from one kind of experience or sort of what your norm is and where you feel safe, and then kind of stepping out of that and going into different experiences and kind of maybe changing the way you feel about something, your opinions, through that kind of
period in life, or an end or start of just like some part of your life that takes place, and maybe that can be quite uncomfortable, or you can take to it really quickly.
I see it as like a big change, so sort of moving from one place to another. But I'd say it's like in our assignments and stuff, we did a lot about fatal moments. So sort of like say moving to university, or going from like primary school to secondary school.
Is a change in like your life, something significant that really makes a difference. And
for me, it's a movement, a flux movement at that, a movement from one state to another. It could be, it's not a fixed state though. It's a fluid state, and it's very interpretive in my opinion. I think there's a lot of contention with it, like a concept like a transition, but that is what it is to me.
My kind of transition to uni was quite of a struggle, but it taught me how to work hard and kind of get where I need to be.
Being a bit dyslexic as well, I always had extra time, my exams, and I felt like I had to work a bit harder than some of my friends and like always put in extra effort. So I guess for me, like I sometimes thought, is university possible? And to know that it is, and to be here, like I love it. So
it wasn't easy to adapt to a new environment more than anything. The academic work was never an issue for me, it was just the adapting to a new environment, you know, independence, you know, and managing your own space. Sort of.
Me coming to university, I wasn't originally going to come to uni. I was looking to do jobs like PGL and things like that, like an adventure thing, because I've always done outdoorsy things. And it was a very last minute decision. So my transition from college to university was quite a different one, but in the long run it's worked out really well for me, and it's been a really good decision. So
I remember when I was doing my A-levels, and I only did the first year because I wasn't ready to take on that quite like a study load. I worked for 1 year. I had no intention of going to uni, and then I did a church service mission for 2 years, which meant I had to go abroad to Italy. The church service mission was really challenging to my life, and so I felt that I wanted to do that again, but in an educational setting, give it another shot. So
I didn't really go down the conventional route. I joined the army at 16. Did 50 weeks at Harrogate, did about 5.
And how do you feel now you're at university? What do you feel?
I genuinely love it. I mean, there's not many places where you can truly sort of express yourself, and whenever I go into lectures I can speak freely, and it doesn't feel like I'm being suppressed or silenced, which I mean I find.
So coming to university has been a bit of a culture shock. I've got a lot of people from a lot of different backgrounds that I didn't have in my old school and things like that, and like the work is very different, and the way that university is just different.
my transition after university, I've thought about a lot of things that I'd want to do. I would like to quite like to go travelling or something like that, just sort of see the world a little bit more before I like settle down to a career.
I think I'm going to continue like with sociology, but maybe delve more into like the political side of sociology for a master's, and then do a PhD specifically in lobbying and activism.
Well, after uni, I want to go into some sort of public service, whether it is some sort of youth offending in the prison, or doing things in schools, rehabilitation, or whether it's army, fire, ambulance, police, something like that. So I'd imagine I can use the skills that I'm learning through this course to transition quite easily into one of those core areas, one of those kind of jobs, and really help other people.
I want to work in the mental health sector, working with children and adolescents, so looking at training courses for that as the next step.
But also try and get involved with other things, that other doors become more open, always kind of be trying to establish connections with people in the area that I want to go into. At this point in time, I'm not entirely sure. I'm still thinking about maybe becoming a police officer, But
Well, I don't really like have any aspirations in terms of like I want to do this particular job and then I'll do this particular job and onwards. I just kind of want to take a path of, you know, fulfillment, if that makes sense. So a lot of it would just be probably just me hopping around menial tasks, you know, that sort of thing.